guys, so as some of you may know, I am gonna part the GROM. I know. I built it to keep it the way it is. Sorry, this is a little difficult. I have a whole bunch of stuff. I got a tripod, an iPad, a phone. Gotta open my garage. Isn't this cool? My IQ, I can open up my garage from my phone. I know, I built it to keep it as like kind of like one of those dependable, fun, always have around type things. Well, adulting happens. So, why am I parting out my GROM? So I'm parting it out because I am trying to get to a point where I can buy a house, not even to live in, but to rent out. So I am planning on getting rid of my current vehicle, which is my Mercedes van, and getting a cheaper vehicle that I can just be happy with for a couple of years and maybe beyond, just depends. I'm in the market for something in particular. We'll find out if I get it or not. But yeah, I'm gonna pay off a little bit of debt, which is funny because none of the stuff on the GROM is on the credit cards. So I'm paying off 2 credit cards. It's not that much money, and then the van is actually not worth as much as I owe. So then the money's gonna go to that and then purchasing the car. So goal is to get as much money for this as possible. So this is gonna be me tearing apart the GROM. I have ridden this hard. It got 34 horsepower on the dyno, and I forget the torque. I would have to look at that, but I'll put it on the screen. The saddest part about this build is my camera that I'm filming on right now. The previous version of it got stolen. I had my hard drive. I had 2 or 3 trips on that hard drive ready to start editing, and all of it was stolen. So I don't have the dyno footage from this. I have like one little clip on my phone, and there is some like live footage that I'm gonna try and get off of my Instagram. I don't know if that's even possible, so I mean we'll see. But long story short, I'm parting the GROM out. If you're seeing this, more than likely most of it's gone, if not all of it. You can feel free to ask in the comments. I may list stuff in the link, or I may list something in the description below and let you guys know what is for sale still currently, because a lot of this stuff takes some time to part out, so I don't imagine that it's all gonna go right away. But if you're looking for the motor or the wheels I'm not selling. The motor is probably gonna sell pretty fast, so yeah. So today I am gonna look at the bike, see what I can put online right away and what I'm gonna sell. So as you've seen in previous videos, I would hope I have them edited by now. You've seen what the bike was, how it was built, and so on and so forth. And yes, I'm not selling the wheels, meaning I'm gonna be building something else. Cool, maybe, I don't know. What will it be? You will have to wait and find out. Sorry for the lighting change. On that note, there's gonna be a car build coming soon. That's cool. There's gonna be another bike build coming soon. That's even cooler. The garage is gonna get some changes. I mean, it's different from what it was in previous episodes, as you can see. So this video takes place, it's February 10th, 2020. I built the bike, I built this setup approximately a year ago. I would have to look at the dates, but I've had it for about a year. I honestly haven't ridden it as much as I probably should have. So that's the bummer. I think on this setup, on the 349, I have about 2,000 to 3,000 miles, 2,000 maybe? I don't know exactly. I'll have to look, I'll look at the cluster, I'll take note of it, and I'll put it on the screen. Actually, I won't put it on the screen because I don't know when, I don't think I took note of when I did that. I sure hope I did. And I sure hope I have the footage for it, so we'll see. It's not a big deal. Now, it's very disappointing because this was fun. This has been a big part of my life, building these GROMs and stuff like that. But it's just time. I'll build another one, I'll build another bike, I'll build something else. But I can always build another one of these. These are very cookie cutter, real easy in my opinion to build. And that's kind of the reason why I want out of it, is because anybody technically could do this. Anybody. I only have like a few custom pieces, like my exhaust. That's kind of the wheels, obviously. But yeah, so only a couple one-off pieces, and with my next build, I want it to be a little bit more one-off than normal. So, anyways, on that note, let's go ahead and kind of do a quick walk around on the bike. You can see like the things that have like gotten wear and tear, and just where the bike is now. Also, I'm not very happy with this tripod. This camera fell off of it about 3 weeks ago when I was doing some filming, some outros for when I did Sean's bike. I did the last outro and everything, and the camera fell off of the actual stand. And actually not the last outro. So the last outro is me at my computer, upstairs at my computer, of episode 8. If you look back, put a link. You can tell in my face I was disappointed about something, and it was because this camera fell right on the ground here from about this high. But it's all fixed. I have insurance on it, so it's great. So the battery's been dead. I've had it on the tender for a day, and I made sure this turned on. But so right now, 43.92 on the mileage. I don't even know if it's gonna start. It's probably gonna be loud. Good sign? Yeah, it's dead. I don't think it's gonna start right now. Plus it's probably out of gas. So I'm gonna probably get it on the jumper later, but this is just gonna keep tending it, and by tomorrow it'll probably have enough life. So let's look around the bike. So I can tell you about what is on it and what's probably changed from the initial video, because I've done a few things since then. So let's just do one thing. I have an Öhlins damper with, I don't even remember the brand of the bracket and stuff. This Öhlins damper was like a used one from, I don't even remember what. And so I sanded it all down, made it nice, and then I put a brushed aluminum titanium color on it, and then got some Öhlins stickers and put them on top. Painted this, didn't turn out that great. Another thing I'm not gonna sell, or at least right away, I'm probably never gonna get rid of this RC. This is just like a thing that was passed down from bike to bike, and I just don't feel like getting rid of it. These master cylinders I'm probably gonna keep because I got a really good deal on them when I first got them, and I just know that I'm not gonna wanna spend $255 a piece, $500 on a set of masters. So these two, those are gonna stay. And then my rock form mount. Besides the wheels, everything else is going. So turn signals that pretty much nobody has, all the PSD parts, rest in peace, the fairings, the halo, driven gas cap,
The HT Moto seat that I honestly love. I put this together. I did this myself. I had them send it out and I stapled it all on and everything. Did a pretty decent job. There's a little wrinkle right here, but still really good shape. The sub cage I barely used this year. It never hit the ground. These are actually the pegs from my other sub cage because I didn't have any neon yellow grip tape and I didn't want to order a whole piece. And then this got rubbed on something. I forget what it was, but so this is literally the only damage on this entire sub cage. Got the PSD adjusters. I'll be selling the sprocket probably with the motor. I mean, if somebody wants to buy it separately, but the chain it's a little worn. It's got like some rust from just like not being used. Got the Racing Bros Bazooka shock under there. It obviously has the A-Racer setup. The sprocket cover that I made specially work on the 300. It's actually for a GROM. And then I got like the engine plugs that will stay on the motor. Then this is a big bummer. So there's this bolt right here. That bolt caught this and made this stick up and then made it drag on the tire. Super Sunday, like one of the first big times I had it out. Actually, it might have happened even before that, I don't remember. The calipers I'll sell, I can get those pretty quick, pretty easy. The HEL lines, which match, which nobody seems to actually have, which is pretty cool. Composite rear sets. Somebody actually wants to buy the exhaust off me, which is cool. Larger throttle body. The wrap still has all the stuff underneath it. The wrap is decent. It's not the best. Like there's a couple things in the fairings. Like there's stress fractures. There's one here and then on the other side. So right when I finished wrapping this, put it on the bike, rode it, and within probably like 2 or 3 days, this cracked. This cracked and just like, yeah, it was bad. And, ooh, who was that? Yeah, that's me. The headlight will get sold. I want to try and sell the fairings and the headlight together. There was, I think, one spot on the front fender. I'd already broken one fender. Oh, this got like a little damaged right here. So I think it might be cracked. No, just scratched. Oh, that's what it is. Oh no, that's just loose. So yeah, it's just got this little notch. This is actually a black fender because I wanted to wrap it and it was neon yellow. So the fairings underneath are neon yellow. When I did this, I wrapped these pieces so they'd match this, the color wise. So, and then obviously I kept with the gray still on the swing arm, the rear sets, got the PSD plate that I'm pretty sure this is not good anymore. Oh no, it's still good until next month. There's even wrap still on it from the last color. That is funny. What else? Oh, it's got a lightweight lithium ion battery that's currently dead, obviously. So I'm gonna try and get this thing running tomorrow after work. Got the PSR little oil thing that'll go with the motor. Racing Bros front forks. Then this is my little small rig thing that I should probably actually take off right now and take it upstairs. Actually, I'll probably leave it down here so I can use it, but yeah. Oh, and then the cluster is a 300 cluster, but in a GROM housing. So yeah, 4,392 miles. Oh, that's how many miles? Man, I don't really. I have 1,248 miles on this big bore. That is crazy. All right, let's turn this off so we don't kill the battery. Got the Pro Taper bars, powder coated gray. It's got some driven grips, I believe they are. The front Brembo. Got the floating rotors. Those are gonna stay because they're expensive and hard to get. They'll just stay on the wheels. But yeah, I mean, it's got a bunch of stuff done to it. I always think I'm like, oh, it doesn't have that much. Oh, taillight delete, because the taillight's right here. Yeah, the kickstand I put on this side, and then the last time I rode it, the foot came off. This is I forget what brand. I already have a buyer for the frame, so once I get this running and just like check the motor out and just, I don't sell shit unless it's perfect. So yeah, that's a lot of babbling. I'm going to start taking some pictures with my phone and start posting this stuff so I can get it sold as soon as possible. Sad. Tear. Yeah. Oh, also, you guys have seen these in previous episodes and obviously on the bike before. All these got sold. I sold them today, just not the tires. I need to post the tires. Sad to see you go. Happy to have the space. I'll be stoked about that. So I need to take the rotors off because those are not coming with them. So somebody bought almost everything on the exterior. So all the PSD parts, all the fairings. My buddy bought both the calipers. Same person bought all the fairings and stuff. Bought the bracket, the PSD parts, PSD bar clamp. So all this stuff has to come off. It is 10 o'clock at night. I'm just gonna get started on this, and then tomorrow when I get off work, I'm gonna go ahead and just get it all off. So it's gonna be a little bit of a pain for me to like keep this all together in a sense, because I'm losing the axle adjusters, I'm losing the brake caliper, I'm losing the bar clamp. I may have another set of bar clamps that I could put on just to hold it still, but I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, so this, how it's strapped down isn't gonna be able to be strapped down anymore. So I'm gonna have to get a little creative with it. Should be fine, but I'm gonna pull this stuff apart and I'll check back in with you guys in a bit. All right, it is 11:20 and I'm gonna go to sleep, but I got a bunch of this stuff off. I got it tore down. I still got to do the front end. That's gonna be a pain just because it is. Other than that, yeah, got to pull the brakes off still. Got to pull the front brake off. Pull the lines out. All the lines are sold. But yeah, it's coming along. I got to go through the motor and just make sure everything's good before I sell it. So none of the electronics are going to get disconnected. None of that stuff. So I can start it, run it, make sure it's good, and then I can get it sold for somebody. So it's going to be a little rough because I can't sell a shock unless I find my stock shock, which I have no idea where it is. So I can't sell that until I get to all this, but I think I have a way I can get away with it. So I think I'm just gonna prop up the rear of the frame, and then I'll get rid of the shock, the rear swing arm. I can take and pull the suspension. I gotta pull the headlight off, the front fender still. That's all gotta go. But yeah, there's just a ton of stuff that still needs to get done. This is just a quick little, needed to get down here and get this took apart as fast as possible because I need to get this shipped out, and I told them it could be a day or two. So yeah, so tomorrow I'll continue getting all this stuff off. When I get off work, I should be able to get it all off and ready to roll. End of an era, little sad, no more little bikes for now, but yeah. So, see you guys in a second. All right, so it is 8:30 and it's the next day. I am going to focus on getting the wheel off, getting the brakes out, trashing this fender, and then move to the front and figure out how I'm gonna keep this thing standing up. I mean, granted it's on that, but somebody wants a swing arm, so I'm gonna move on and get all these things tidied up and pulled apart. I'm not sure if I showed this, but yeah, I've been feeling a little bit under the weather this evening. Stomach is bubbling. I've been eating really good too, and so I went and got a sandwich to put some bread in to kind of soak whatever's in my stomach. Hopefully that will help. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get all the stuff pulled off that goes to this customer, and then I'll start pulling the motor out and making sure everything's good with that. Alrighty, so all this stuff is now off. Got the calipers separated, cleaned up. Those are going to Jay, and everything else was going, it's all over there. So now I probably am not gonna get to this till this weekend, but I'm gonna drop the motor and I'm just gonna check the jug. I have another piston, so I'll probably just put the other piston in it just to sell it so it's nice and fresh. And then I think I'm gonna keep my head because I have a factory head and factory cams. So I'm not gonna keep it, but I'm gonna sell it separately because this setup as it is really not cheap. So I'd like to make it more affordable so somebody can literally buy everything. I'll sell the throttle body separate, I'll sell the head and cams separate, and just sell it as a stock 300 motor with everything else. So it won't have the A-Racer igniter, but I'll sell it with the A-Racer. But I'll give them options to be able to buy all this stuff, obviously. But then I gotta take my keyless off of the harness, sell the shock. The bummer thing is I can't, like, somebody wants the swing arm, so I gotta basically take all this stuff off. Like, it's just a pain. So and the fork got scratched, so I'll probably rewrap that. But I do know who these are probably going to, so maybe not. I don't know. I'm gonna put them out for probably 400, 450. So pretty good deal. They got the Racing Bros internals. Forks are about 250, and these are 3 or 350. So about $600 if you bought forks and bought those. Or somebody can buy this and sell the actual their forks. So I'm gonna sell them with triples and everything. Oh, I gotta get the axle sliders off. That's the last thing. So that's gonna be fun because this whole thing is ugh. All right. Well, I'll do that tomorrow. And then it's only 10:15, but I am just like not feeling very well. So I'm gonna clean up all this stuff and start wrapping up what needs to be wrapped up. There's a couple things that are wrapped that there's just lifting in some areas, so I'm either gonna rewrap those 2 little pieces, or I'm just gonna heat it up and fix it because it's not like super bad. It's just like that one spot on the headlight, you can't really see it. You can kind of see it's pulling up on the inside there. So that can just be heated up and then fixed. And then on the other side of the fender there, it's kind of coming up. So that should be able to be fixed. And then the tail section, there's a spot that needs to be fixed. But yeah, all this stuff needs to be cleaned up. Got to put it in a box, and I think this box is way too small. But this same guy says he wants the swing arm. And it has this right side kickstand, but the foot of it's missing, so that'll be up to him. He said that he might want some other things too, so yeah, we'll see. I don't know what else he might want. Hoping by this weekend to have this all done and ready to ship. Yeah, that'll be able to be done. As long as I feel fine. I don't like not feeling good. Oh, and I have that steering damper. I'm probably gonna sell for like $150. So, and I gotta run and get bolts for the PSD bar clamp because I had to change them. Actually, I think this is one of them right here. I think this is both of them. How did I spot these from across the room? I have no idea. Those might not be them, but there might be something right there. But a little bit of a bummer. My buddy hit me up about these brakes, about these two right here, Jay. Wanted them, and then literally 10 minutes later, this guy was like, hey, I want to buy all this stuff. And I was like, well, it's not going to come with the brakes. I don't think he's too worried about, he didn't really care. He seemed like pretty chill about it. But I was just like bummed for him in a sense because he's not going to get those with this. I didn't make any difference with the money, so I'm not too worried about it. All right, I'm gonna try and clean this stuff up and then set aside what I need to wrap and take that upstairs a little bit later.
Oh, this is kind of like for the past 6 years, it's kind of been like my life is GROMs. It's a little sad almost, but I mean, this is not my first GROM, so it's not like, I don't have that type of attachment, and this is all coming apart. And normally this time of year I do a build, like so I would take all this stuff apart and rewrap it, and maybe buy a couple new parts and change some things up, but I'm just kind of over it for the time being. I just want to move on, I want to up my credit, and then gonna get a car and do like a light build on that. I don't know how to feel, if I feel sad or happy or distraught. Like, I don't really know how to feel about this. I know I want this done, but my energy level, like once I get off work and come to do this, I'm just like, ugh, I'm so tired. But I just know there's close to $5,000, if not more, just sitting there right now. So that money is definitely useful. That will pay for my car and extra, so that will be great. Enough of my talking. Yeah.
All right, it's 2 days later, so I have the bike charging, and I wanted to show you guys it runs. So I wanted to show you guys what this is running. Simple. Bike runs, works great, but before I sell stuff, I always go through it. So I'm going to get the jack underneath here and then jack up the whole motor, pull it out. I'm gonna pop the head off because I have a stock head that I'm gonna put on it, and then I'm going to put the stock piston back in it. So I'm trying to see if I kind of screwed myself, but no, the motor's still cold. The exhaust is a little warm, but it'll cool down pretty fast. Other than that, this thing is gonna go back in hopefully by tomorrow. I still need to swing by and get some bolts. I'm gonna see if they're open right now and I can run and go get some. It might be too late. This box is pretty much full right now. I have another one of these boxes that I'm going to fill with the rest of the stuff and a couple pieces that are wrapped up already. I'm going to try and go get some bolts right now. Good news is motor's out. Came out real easy, of course. I've done this so many times. Bad news is the 349 is no more. The piston, seen better days. Rings are actually perfectly fine, which is super strange. And then this side got a little hot too. So I don't know what happened. Yeah, And inside the bore, it's always read perfect to air fuel ratio, so I really don't know what killed it. That down there is the good, both heads are good. I have two, I have a stock head and I have a stock piston. That down there is the $700, $800 head that I had done. It's in perfect working order. Excellent. So that can go up for sale. I'm gonna post that this week, or this weekend. And since my top end was perfectly fine prior, I'm going to put it back in. So we got Freshy and Freshy. And then this is the stock head, stock cams. That head has Takigawa cams. So that's like well over $1,000 right there. We got our exhaust. We got the parts that have already been purchased and ready to ship out. Tomorrow, it's 11 o'clock, I have to go to the gym in the morning. Sorry I haven't shown any of this. You guys seen all this already anyways. So I figured it would just be like, I'm just gonna show you what's been going on, what's happening. And yeah, so everything inside is perfectly fine. Should probably not let the cam chain hang out like that. But yeah, it's a perfectly working 286, no cams, just stock. It has heavy duty clutch springs in it and then a couple dress up pieces. That is it. So the lucky winner, AKA whoever decides to buy it, will get a completely stock 286. I think I'm gonna post the whole setup with wiring harness, pretty much everything for 42 or best offer, because realistically every part that you're gonna need is gonna cost around all that. Anyways, I'm thinking and trying to talk all at the same time. Tomorrow this gets all put back together, gonna clock those rings, assembly lube, assemble, and back in there, start her up, get a video of it on my phone and for you guys, and then it will get posted for sale. Then I have the Bazooka shock. I think somebody wants to buy this. I already have the frame pretty much sold to one of two people. The front end, one person wants. Yeah, wheels are mine. I'm gonna post this tank with the sale, but I'll sell it separately. I think for 4,200 bucks, if you get the tank, the pump, everything, you won't get the A-Racer, you won't get this throttle body, you'll get the stock one. This is the bigger one. I think that'll be a good deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and pack it in, go to sleep, go to the gym, and then right after the gym, I'll see you guys. So. What is going on? It is a beautiful day, 63 degrees. I just wanted to start this off outside. So, sun's starting to go down. I did do a little bit of work because I was talking on the phone, hence the AirPods, which will come out. Sorry, I hate watching videos when people have these on. But let me show you where we stand now. All right, so we got our OEM piston, or OEM jug, I can't talk. No scratches, no problems, no issues. Obvious buildup at the very top, which is clean. We got the carbon buildup on the top, which is normal. We got no scratches, no problems on the piston on this side. Piston on this side. She's good. We're gonna get this pulled apart. You guys wanna know something super funny? I've had my microphone plugged into my headphone jack this whole time. So I don't think the audio is gonna be that great, but
If it isn't, it isn't. These things happen. I have a lapel mic on, or a lavalier mic. I wasn't getting audio out of the camera, and I'm like, what is going on? I was super mad because this camera dropped and got damaged, and I had to send it in to get it fixed. And well, I thought it was messed up, and no, I'm just not the brightest. Again, sorry about the AirPods. So I got it plugged into the right spot. Let's go in and I will show you. So we have our cams, our head, our piston, all in great shape, our jug. Now I'm going to assemble this. Tips on doing this: if you're looking at the piston from the intake facing up, you put your top ring, the gap needs to be up here. Your middle ring, the gap needs to be right here. Then your bottom two rings, there's two little rings, need to have about anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 inch of gap. The bottom one being on the left and the top one being on the right. How do I know this? Well, I have the diagram on my iPad. This is something you should all download right now. I'll try and put a link in the description. But I'm gonna put this together, get it over there, get it started, and send the video to a couple people that wanna buy this, and hopefully we will get it sold. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, and to go back to why did the camera fall? I'm sure a couple of you are like, well, how did you drop your camera? Had it on here, right? This, when it locks into place, goes and locks in there. I have a Peak Design clip on the bottom of my camera that clips into here. It's a slight bit narrower. So when this clips in, it doesn't lock all the way. So it gets to like here, and then you're supposed to push it. They don't say to do that, but that's what I've learned. And I happened to be over here after I was filming something, and I flipped it this way, and it literally just fell off and bounced on that ground from this high up, which is about 4.5 feet up off the ground. Let's get this actually locked in here. Anybody with a Manfrotto tripod, just be careful if you get the Peak Design clip. I have the little wrist thing for it. I have no idea if I'm even in focus, not that it matters. So let's go ahead and install this right now. Lay this here so I can grab it through. I'm going to make sure this is all nice and clean. And get this on here. And then we're gonna take, and I like to use a little bitsy flathead for this. All right, I forgot to put the camera on. So there's 2 dowel pins inside of here, and obviously your head gasket. So make sure that the pins are in the right place so the head sits properly, and then have your valve train installed with your rocker arms. And then we're gonna move on to, when you're putting the piston in, make sure that you put a little bit of lube. If it's new, there's a ring lube. This assembly lube is mainly for valve train, for cams and stuff like that. You can use regular oil, you can use the ring oil, which is what I suggest for a new piston. This will work. But since we're up here on the valve train, I'm gonna make sure that get any debris off. Put a dab on all these little areas. And our stock cams, I'm gonna go ahead and wipe these down in the areas. And they are labeled. So this one says EX for exhaust, and then on here there's an intake and exhaust. So exhaust on this side. So we're gonna put this on here. Always have a magnet. We're gonna go ahead, and we should be top dead center. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get this chain on this one for the moment.
this is by no means in the right position. I'm just getting these in their locations. All right, so that's actually not too far off. And try and get this exactly where we want it. We will adjust it many times. And then always have your cam chain tensioner out. And then we're gonna go ahead and get this bad boy in here. Oh, upside down. Again, marked intake and exhaust. Intake is this way. Never force this. If you're forcing it, it means that something's not in quite the right position. All right, so you don't get fluid all over the place. This is something I should have mentioned earlier, but you can take your one radiator hose and put it in a bucket, and then that way you don't lose, like, you know, look, I barely lost any fluid. It's just chilling here. It's not affecting, not hurting anything. All right, snug torque time. And I know putting an extension on doesn't give you proper torque specs, but I'm not gonna go crazy. These are 9 foot-pounds. So, and you need to go in a crisscross pattern. And then we're gonna just check them all. All right, so that's all torqued. Okay, the header is cold, obviously. I'm touching it with my hand at the head. After like 10 seconds, there's no way you could touch that. So, and see, my hand's fine. I got it all back, set up in, plugged all in. I think everything is exactly the way it needs to be. The clutch cable's here. I don't need it. It's in neutral anyways. Just need to make sure that the fan isn't touching anything. There isn't any coolant in here. I'm gonna do a little video so I can share this with somebody as well. I'm pretty sure the battery's charged. I have a battery jumper type thing on there for the moment anyways. So I'm going to video with my phone and with this so I can send the video from my phone to whoever wants to buy this. So I noticed this got a little oil on it. We will make sure this is in. Throttle buddy's good, it's connected. We got all of our connections good. So hopefully the battery's not dead. Let's go ahead and get this started. Key, handlebars are off because I sold the clamps, and start it. Oh, I see what's going on. It's not grounded. 1 second. All right, she should be grounded better. Let's try this again. It's literally grounded right there. So. Whoa, what's going on? Sorry, the audio is probably gonna suck right now because I don't want to run upstairs and get the microphone. So, I didn't let you guys know, and I haven't really been doing any video. But, it's all gone. This is a big mess, obviously. I just literally put all this stuff up here and just like, so this is literally all that's left of the bike, and there's extra stuff. So rear shock is actually sold. Motor maybe sold today. It is 10/41 Friday, the 21st of February. I have the head, the throttle body, the key set, the big tank with the driven gas cap. Did you guys know that these two pieces are $150? I didn't realize I spent that much money. That's crazy. That's an extra headlight. That wasn't what's on. Yeah, that's not what was on there. There's some pieces right there. That is not my frame. That's another frame that is already somebody else's. I'm gonna drop that off hopefully this weekend. My handlebars. Almost all this is listed. That's why it's all sitting up here. This stuff sitting right here isn't listed yet. I'm gonna list it probably tomorrow just because I'm getting a little tired, but I'm keeping my wheels, not selling them. And over here in this mess, I'm keeping my masters. So those are the few things. Oh, and then in here, this will go on future bike. This is keyless. And then these are the fobs for it. This is the Rockform mount, just like an extra little thing, and my RSC. So those are not getting sold. So the tires aren't listed. I really need to list these locally because I need to get rid of them. This is what's left. This stuff goes upstairs. The wheels are actually going upstairs. I'm gonna clean them off tomorrow and then take them upstairs. This is just mostly house stuff. That's camera stuff. So all this stuff is going upstairs. But I haven't told you guys something, or have I? I'm not sure. I bought a car. It took place of the GROM. It's pretty cool. It will be one of the new builds. I am going to be doing something else. I am going to be doing another bike. It's just going to be probably 3 months. It might be like beginning of summer before I get to it, to get to ordering stuff and whatnot. But the car's first, and there's a reason why. So I don't know. I'm sure if you guys have watched and know who I am and know the stuff, I've had this van for a little over 2 years. I've lived in Las Vegas for 5 years tomorrow, or maybe not tomorrow, but sometime soon. And right behind this is my new vehicle. There's gonna be a whole video on this, but I guess I'll show you. Bam! IS300. Now, maybe from this you can see there's a couple little things that need to be taken care of. Like, for example, paint on this is meh. Could be better. There's like a couple little nicks and stuff, and then there's a little body thing and right here. This we'll get into on a whole nother episode, a whole nother video. Depending on when this gets edited, this could be already on the actual YouTube channel. I'm not sure yet, but I wanted to show you guys, just in case I forgot, there will be a car build coming very soon. So it's a manual. It has a 2JZ GE motor in it, so just non-turbo, and yeah, it's gonna be something fun. I don't know if some of you guys know, but I work on cars and do video for them for a living. So it kind of inspired me back to want to build my own car and wanted me to get out of the van and not have payments anymore. So bought the car outright, got a really good deal, and yeah, I can't wait to get started on it. I actually am going to pull it in and start on one thing tonight, which will be videoed but separately.
again.
So I'm getting a little close. I apologize for the audio on this clip because this is the end of this project. I'm not going to show you guys any more of it getting, like what's getting sold or whatnot. There's no real point. So it is an end of an era. I've been doing the GROM thing for, well, since 2014 and started a company, sold the company. I've had 4 GROMs. 3 or 4 GROMs, 4, 5 maybe? I don't know. I've had plenty. And I just need a break. I've been doing motorcycle stuff since 2002, 2003 range. So this will be the first time, this is the first time I haven't had 2 wheels to ride. It makes me anxious because it's always been that little thing that's got me through hard times. If I really, really needed anything or something, as soon as the weather got nice, I would just hop on the bike and it would just give me a great release and I'd feel better. But I don't have that with that anymore. I have other ways of coping with anxiety and just things in life. So that's the great thing, is this is just a temporary situation. I didn't necessarily want to get rid of it, but to be an adult and to be smart and to eventually own a home, I needed to do a credit build. So that's one of the other builds that I'm doing right now, is my credit. I wanted to purchase a car so I could not have car payments anymore. Granted, that kind of impacts your credit in a negative way, but it doesn't at the same time. So I'm definitely planning on getting all my credit just like all excellent. Like right now it's good. I just want it on the excellent side so I can purchase a home. But I'm rambling. I really appreciate that you guys have supported all the bike content and all the traveling and all the stuff that I've done. And don't worry, it is not disappearing at all. I have plenty of other friends with bikes, so there will be moto vlogs and stuff over on my personal page. There's not gonna be bike content for my own bikes for a little while, which is fine. But trust me when I say this, the bike build that I have in my head that I'm hoping that I can do this year is gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna get interesting. I will be getting a scooter, hence why I kept the wheels, And the brakes, you know, I can't get all the way out, but it's gonna be a little bit. So just have some patience with me on the bike stuff on my side. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, you can drop a comment down below. You can hit me up on Instagram, Facebook. I'm always available. So I'm sorry that this content didn't come out fast enough to where you guys could purchase some of the stuff, but you never know, it may have some little trinkets from stuff that you see here. So don't try and message me about stuff that you don't see on this table, but there could be a couple things, because I'm not gonna sell stuff for so cheap that I lose out on money. Anyways, that's the end of this whole series and build and everything on my 2017 GROM. I officially do not own it. The frame went to somebody local and they are super happy. I almost want to cry just to like shed a tear and like show that it kind of means something to me, but I can't build one up to do it. Oh, I've never mentioned this. I bought a one wheel. I got it last year at the end of the year. This thing's pretty dope. As you can see, it's already beat up on. So this is what gets my wheelie fixed, because it's one wheel. It's on, you know, I'm always doing a wheelie. Yeah. So anyways, I will see you in the next video. The content is not going anywhere. Don't be thirsty. Stay hungry. Later.